Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Will Deacon Sharp finally break up with Sheila Carter after Luna's betrayal? Deacon Sharp confronts moral crisis as wife Sheila comforts granddaughter Luna after Will assault. Will their marriage withstand this betrayal? Explosive B&B spoilers inside. B&B spoilers. Will Deacon finally dump Sheila after Luna betrayal? In short, Deacon Sharp's marriage is in trouble on the bold and the beautiful since his wife Sheila Carter is secretly helping their granddaughter Luna Nozawa, who drugged and raped Will Spencer at IL Giardino. Free Deacon from this bad dream. Fans are sick of seeing Deacon Sharp suffer in his marriage to Sheila Carter. What will happen after this week's episodes? The calls to free Deacon are getting louder. The drama reached a peak when Luna Nozawa, the same crazy person who killed two people, snuck into Will Spencer's promotion party at IL Giardino dressed as a waiter. This girl put grain alcohol in Will's vodka sodas, which made him dangerously inebriated. And get this, while Deacon was being a responsible restaurant owner and cutting Will off for more drinks, his wife Sheila was covertly supporting the very person who assaulted him. What happens to Deacon and Sheila's marriage? Deacon is going to be shocked when he finds out that Sheila has been lying to him about her relationship with Luna. The betrayal runs deep. Deacon specifically advised his wife to keep away from the woman who murdered two of his buddies. But Sheila, yearning for a grandchild bond after being kept from Hayes Finnegan, is calling Luna baby and supporting her bad behavior over her husband's back. This isn't just a tiny white lie. This is Sheila choosing a deadly monster above her husband's moral limitations. Talk about a deal breaker. Does Deacon leave Sheila over Luna? It's unknown, but the signals are pointing to a big clash that could end this marriage for good. Deacon has lately turned his life around. He owns a profitable restaurant. He's trying to be a better guy, and his intervention with Will proved he genuinely has morals now. Meanwhile, Sheila supporting someone who really drugged and raped a Spencer heir. The hypocrisy is stunning. Remember when Deacon was the evil guy? The tables have entirely turned. Is Luna the new Sheila? Yes, Luna Nozawa is absolutely being positioned as the next generation evil, a worthy successor to her grandmother Sheila. The comparisons are evident. Both are insane. Both will do everything to obtain what they want, and both leave carnage in their wake. Fans are already calling Luna the new Sheila. However, some worry if Grandma may actually kill her protege to protect the family. The actress Lisa Yamada even made a video laughing about her character's demise. Subtle hint? What's next for Deacon and Sheila? Could this be the end of Shay Khan? Don't be surprised if Deacon files for divorce once he discovers the magnitude of Sheila's betrayal. Given Deacon's history as a brilliant manipulator who's now striving to walk the straight and narrow, this moral conflict cuts deep. He's being pushed to choose between his wife and his values. This presumably leads to three possible outcomes. Deacon exits the marriage and becomes an available bachelor again. Sheila's actions lead him back into his previous illicit ways. Sheila might truly kill Luna to prove she's changed. One fan nailed it. I've been Team Shay Khan for years, but this is IT for me. Another pointed out the irony. Deacon used to be the criminal manipulator, and now he's the one with morals cutting off drunk party guests, while his wife enables assault. The IL Giardino incident that started everything. Wednesday's episode set the stage when Luna infiltrated the party in incognito. Thursday's episode had Deacon stepping up as the moral guardian, protecting Will but unintentionally defying both Luna and his own wife. The fact that Deacon tried to prevent an incident while Sheila covertly supported the person who produced it? This is giving huge "who's the daddy" vibes mixed with classic mistaken identity drama. Luna even borrowed Electra Forrester's mask to put out her twisted plot. Quick answers for B&B fans. Question: is Luna really Sheila's granddaughter? A. Yes, Luna is the daughter of Poppy Nozawa and Tom Starr, making her Sheila's biological granddaughter. Question: did Luna actually drug Will? A. Yes, Luna spiked Will's vodka drinks with grain alcohol during his promotion party. Question: will Deacon find out about Sheila's betrayal? A. Yes, spoilers predict Deacon will be furious when he realizes Sheila's been lying about supporting Luna. The bottom line? Deacon Sharp deserves better than a wife who thinks drugging others is appropriate. Free Deacon. Will panics over bedroom mistake. Luna spills to Sheila. The bold and the beautiful recap for Friday, August 22nd, shows that Will Spencer panicked after realizing his bedroom blunder. Luna Nozawa also spilled to Sheila Sharp. So here's how all Friday's B&B action played out. Once Will woke up with a hangover. He yelled Electra's name and realized she wasn't there. Will flashed back to bits and pieces of the previous night as he tried to recollect what transpired. Deacon Sharp offered Will some aspirin and admitted to texting Katie Logan so she wouldn't worry. Will didn't recall drinking so much, but he appreciated all Deacon's aid when things turned wild. Although Will was confused on some of what went down, he smiled about it being an extraordinary night and still felt Electra was the one he slept with. At Forrester Creations, Electra and Ivy Forrester suspected Will was having a tough morning since he got intoxicated last night. However, Electra was hopeful about Will bouncing back for their first time together later that evening. At Lee Finnegan's apartment, she grilled Luna about where she disappeared till last night. Sheila showed up and joined the grilling session, but Luna claimed she took a walk and downplayed the hazards. Since Luna kept hinting at a plan, that news concerned Lee and led to more worries about her granddaughter maybe going back to prison. Lee ultimately got fed up and left Sheila to talk some sense into Luna. Once Sheila was alone with Luna, she pressed her to speak the truth now that it was just the two of them. Luna ultimately confessed to being at Will's party and pouring him drinks, but she assured Sheila that he didn't recognize her. Since Luna continued smiling and playing up how it was the finest night ever, Sheila wanted to know more. Luna confessed to giving Will what Electra would never offer him, so Sheila joined her in a fit of laughter. Once Will dragged himself to work, he met up with Electra and talked about last night being amazing. Will stated it was a momentous night for the two of them and recalled how Electra came back after leaving. Electra chuckled over Will's confusion and believed he became so buzzed that he thought she returned. After Will discovered Electra never found him in Deacon's spare room, he flashed back to his intense rendezvous and appeared obviously worried. The bold and the beautiful spoilers predict Will's going to want answers about who was actually in his bed. Luna's baby crisis, Grandpa Finn's moral dilemma? The bold and the beautiful spoilers claim that Luna Nozawa snuck in and surreptitiously slept with Will Spencer. The young man thinks he was sleeping with Electra Forrester, though. The young killer will definitely wind up pregnant, which could present a brand new moral dilemma for John Finn Finnegan. Keep reading, and let's chat about what could happen with the storyline. Sheila Carter Sharp's secret. Nobody save two people know that Luna is alive. However, despite being warned to keep still, the patient ignored Lee Finnegan and Sheila Carter Sharp. Of course, Lee had no idea that Luna went to see Will. Even though Sheila told Luna about Will's promotion party, she kept this to herself when Lee stated their grandchild was missing. Luna Nozawa's passion. After getting Will very drunk on 180 proof brandy, Luna put on Electra's mask. She watched as Deacon Sharp deposited an intoxicated Will on the bed in the flat above to sleep it off. The minute that the coast was clear, Luna slept with Will, allowing him to believe she was Electra. Unexpected pregnancy. The bold and the beautiful spoilers predict that Luna will likely end up pregnant. For now, nobody knows that Luna slept with Will. Even Will himself doesn't recognize it yet. At the moment, he thinks he slept with Electra. The young man even muttered his girlfriend's name while Luna fought to keep the mask on. By the time Will wakes up in the morning, Luna will be gone. Then, Will feels bewildered when Electra says they never slept together. At least, not yet. Will might presume that he dreamt about sleeping with Electra. However, I wonder whether Electra will question if he cheated on her. She might even accuse Lainey. John Finnegan's new moral dilemma. If Luna does wind up pregnant, that might present a fresh moral dilemma for Finn. Fans know how guilty Finn has felt about how Luna turned out. He keeps insisting, even after her death, that if he had raised her, she never would have ended up a killer. So, if Luna ends up pregnant, everyone will know that the baby cannot be left with her to raise. I could picture Finn stepping up and adopting the baby, but how would Steffi Forrester Finnegan feel about this? The infant is harmless, but would the baby be a continual reminder of Luna to Steffi? Will's puzzle, Liam's new future, Carter's proposal. The bold and the beautiful spoilers are in for Monday, August 25th, 2025. Fans might expect Will Spencer to be puzzled about whoever he slept with. Meanwhile, Ridge Forrester interrupts Carter Walton's proposal to Hope Logan. Keep reading, and let's chat about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Electra Forresters, clarification. Let's begin with Electra Forrester, who is eager about her first time with Will coming up. However, Will felt that Electra came back after leaving the party. All he truly remembers is seeing a female with Electra's mask and sleeping with her. However, when Will remarked that Electra came back last night, she corrected him. Right now, Electra assumes that Will was just incredibly inebriated and imagined or dreamt her. Read this. Find out what occurred in the last episode of B&B. Will Spencer's puzzle. Will is horrified as he knows that indicates he slept with someone last night. If it wasn't Electra, then who is it? Fans know it was a disguised Luna Nozawa. However, Will and everyone else think Luna is dead. So, Will might presume it was Lainey. After all, the intern was trying to flirt with him the night of the party. I could picture Will confronting Lainey and asking whether anything happened between them. Since Lainey wants Will and hates Electra, I could see her going along if she felt it would divide the marriage. Liam Spencer's new future. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, August 25th state that Liam finally recognizes he's not dying. That indicates he still has a long future ahead of him, so he will have to select what he wants. Liam has reconnected with Hope, so I have to worry if he will open up to Bill Spencer about his sentiments. Read this, the bold and the beautiful spoilers. Sheila Carter dumped over Luna lies. Monday, August 25th, 2025. Over at Forrester Creations, Carter proposes to Hope. Now, he already did this once before, so it might not necessarily signify another marriage proposal, but maybe one to be married immediately? In any event, Ridge interrupts the proposition. At some point, Carter and Ridge get into it about the forthcoming wedding. I wonder whether Carter will want Ridge to be his best man, but what if he refuses? Then, with Liam thinking about his future and Hope clearly into her ex-husband, might Carter's heart get broken all over again? Will Deacon Sharp finally leave Sheila Carter after Luna betrayal? The full saga. The episode arcs began quietly enough, with Deacon Sharp arranging a celebratory evening at Il Giardino for Will Spencer's career milestone, never imagining that this seemingly innocent promotion party would explode into a scandal that would threaten his marriage, destabilize the private moment at Forrester Creations, reminding everyone that the Forrester patriarch still retained control over who was acceptable in the family circle. Carter's proposal hung in the air, awkward and half-complete, while Ridge pressed for answers about Liam Spencer's future now that his terminal diagnosis had been found to be fake, a grim lie by Grace Buckingham that still lingered like a stain on their collective conscience. Liam, suddenly conscious of his restored lifespan, fought with previous sentiments for Hope even as Carter stood ready to make her his bride. Bill Spencer, watchful and simmering with paternal wrath, sought retribution for the assault on his youngest son while secretly contemplating whether Deacon, of all people, had become the unexpected hero who tried to halt the calamity at Il Giardino. Meanwhile, Luna faced a ticking clock. Her reckless night of obsession was likely to generate a pregnancy. Spoilers spoke of a positive test, a covert appointment, and a looming custody fight that would draw Finn, her guilt-ridden uncle, into an impossible moral choice. Finn, troubled by the thought that had he reared Luna, she may never have turned into a killer, now Mulled stepping in to parent the child conceived in lies. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, his wife, reeled at the thought. Could she bear to raise the kid of the woman who had nearly wrecked their life, a baby who would be both a Spencer and an Ozoa? Back at Lee's house, Luna grinned her feline smile as Sheila demanded information, and the two women laughed over what they portrayed as a victory. Their link, twisted and toxic, drew stark similarities to Sheila's own past. Manipulating, drugging, seducing, destroying. Was Luna the new Sheila? Fans disputed whether the show was passing the torch from one generation's villainess to the next, or setting up an eventual showdown in which Sheila would eliminate her own flesh and blood to prove she could change. For Deacon, the revelation was shattering. He had stood by Sheila when no one else would. He had weathered the sneers, the ultimatums, the loss of friends and family. He opened his home, his heart, his restaurant, and his reputation for her redemption arc. And how did she repay him? By laughing in his face, behind his back, with a female who drugged his customer and grandson-in-law-to-be. The man who previously thrived on plots suddenly found himself the lone stronghold of decency in a city of liars. The days that followed built like a storm front. Deacon confronted Sheila in their kitchen, slamming down the empty vodka bottle he'd confiscated from Will's table. "You knew," he accused, voice tense. Sheila, ever the performer, tried to deflect, tried to explain she was simply protecting family, that Luna was lost, that love was complicated. But the walls had ears, and those ears belonged to a city poised to annul her redemption for good. Katie Logan, enraged on Will's behalf, turned her legal claws toward custody modification documents, threatening to ban Sheila from ever seeing Will again. Bill, with his empire of power, whispered to Ridge about shutting off I.L. Giordino's catering contracts unless Deacon took decisive action. And through it all, Will himself grappled with embarrassment, perplexity, and a growing sense that his recollections weren't inaccurate. Electra hadn't been in that room. Someone else had. Someone with a mask, a sweet voice, a sinister aroma. By the time Monday rolled around, the soap set its stage. Ridge interrupting Carter's proposal. Hope staring at the ring she wasn't sure she wanted. Liam lurking in the wings with a second chance at both life and love, while piecing together his puzzle. Luna hiding a pregnancy test in Lee's guest bathroom, and Sheila standing in her living room with a packed suitcase as Deacon delivered his ultimatum. "I told you to stay away from her," Deacon said, eyes burning, voice cracking. "I told you I was done with lies. I changed, Sheila. I built something real. And you burned it to the ground for a girl who doesn't know the difference between love and assault." "Deacon, she's family," Sheila said, tears streaking her cheeks. "She's my blood." "And I was your husband," he shot back. "At least I thought I was." Whether he leaves her for good, whether Sheila doubles down, whether Luna retains her secret or weaponizes it, these are the strands B&B fans will be pulling for months. But one thing is certain. The days of Deacon being the villain are finished. The tables have turned, and now it's his chance to walk away. Will Deacon Sharp finally leave Sheila Carter after Luna betrayal? Extended Saga Part 2. The sun rose over Los Angeles like an indictment. Every light that struck I.L. Giordino's polished windows reflected the night before, a mosaic of mistakes, betrayals, and muttered misdeeds. Deacon Sharp stood at the edge of his dining room, the slight aroma of bleach clinging to the tables that had been washed clean after Will Spencer's catastrophic promotion party. His phone buzzed relentlessly. Katie Logan demanding updates, Bill Spencer threatening legal action, Hope asking if he was okay. But the message he didn't get was the one that troubled him most. No apology, no explanation. Not even a lie from Sheila Carter. She was in their apartment upstairs, tending to coffee like nothing had happened, singing some half-forgotten tune that Will may have heard echoing through his hangover. Deacon regarded her as if seeing her for the first time. Not the wild woman who previously held hostages in his restaurant. Not the repentant wife who claimed she wanted peace. But the grandma who called a predator, baby, and hid a crime from him. "Sheila," he murmured at last, voice low but firm, "did you know?" She turned, smile fixed like porcelain. "No what, darling?" "Don't do that." His hands clenched against the countertop. "Don't play dumb. You knew Luna was at that gathering. You understood what she planned." Her eyes fluttered. Just once. A tell he'd learnt during their worst days. "I knew she was struggling," she answered hesitantly. "I thought maybe being near her family." "Family." He barked a bitter laugh. "She drugged a Spencer. That's not familial, that's a felony." Upstairs, Will perched on the side of the bed, stitching his puzzle together. Electra Forrester had kissed him good night at the party, went to take a call and never returned. Yet someone had slid under the sheets, veiled, warm, murmuring things Electra never would. His head throbbed with hangover and embarrassment. Did he cheat? Was he tricked? Did he even consent?